Hello once again. Welcome to example 4 on the relations involving square and square root under the change of subject that I started with you in the previous videos. In the previous videos, we started learning about an aspect of the change of subject, and that is relations involving square and square root, and we've done a detailed explanation on it and we've solved many examples on it as well in the previous videos, and I hope you understood it and you enjoyed the lesson as well. This is a continuation to solve another example with you so that you get a perfect understanding of it. Okay, so this is example 4. As you can see from the board, I've written example 4, so it means we've already done example 1, 2 and 3 in the previous videos. Okay, and I will advise that you do well to watch the previous videos because the previous videos lays the foundation. Okay, so do well to watch them so that you can easily handle this session as well, because as I said that this is just a continuation to solve another example with you so that you get a perfect understanding of it. And please don't forget to like the videos and also share the videos after watching. And if you are watching for the first time, please do well to follow the page as well. Let's go ahead and handle the example 4 that I have on the board. So example 4, it says make G the subject from the relation T equals 2 pi root L over G. Okay, so we are to make G the subject from the given equation or relation. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let me write down my solution and let's do it together. So the equation given is T equals 2 pi square root of L over G. Okay, we are to make G the subject from this given equation. Okay, and looking at the equation, you can see that it contains a square root sign. Okay, and I've explained to you from the previous videos that anytime you have an equation that has a square root sign in it, okay, of this nature, the first thing to do is to try to eliminate the square root sign away from it, okay, so that it makes the work easy to do. Okay, so we have to make G the subject. Making G the subject means that make G stand alone in a given equation. Okay, meaning that everything which is attached to G, we are going to move it away so that that G will stand alone in the given equation, and that is you making G the subject. Okay, so you can see that the variable G that you want to make the subject, you can see it is under the square root sign. Okay, that's why it is important to eliminate the square root sign away. Okay, so that we can now look at how to get G to stand alone in the given equation. Okay, and for you to do that, we've done a lot of examples of it in the previous videos. Okay, so we are going to apply that same knowledge to this one. Okay, so the first thing is to try to eliminate the square root sign away. Okay, and for you to do that, we are going to square both sides of the equation. Okay, again, for us to be able to eliminate the square root sign away, we are going to square both sides of the equation. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to square the T. Okay, so I'll square the T equals to this 2 pi root L over G. Also, I'm going to square everything. Okay, so that's how to go about it. Okay, because 2 pi root of L over G, everything there is multiplying, they are all multiplying, so we treat it as one term and we square them together. Okay, so that's how you handle it. Okay, so now let's proceed further. Okay, now T to the power 2, okay, is T squared. Okay, so we have our T squared is equal to, now you have to take note that this power 2 affects everything in this bracket. Okay, very important. Okay, the power 2 does not only affect the square root sign, no, it affects everything in the bracket. So this power 2 will affect the 2 here, this power 2 will affect the pi which is here, and this power 2 will also affect the square root of L over G as well. Okay, so that's how to handle it. Okay, because the square root of L over G, the L over G is inside the square root sign. Okay, so the power 2 affects the square root sign. Okay, and this power 2 affects the 2 which is here, and the power 2 will affect the pi which is here as well. I hope the explanation is clear enough up to this point. Okay, let me go over one more time so that you get it well. Okay, so I'm saying that we have 2 pi root of L over G all squared, and I'm saying that the power 2 which is here affect everything in the bracket. So the power 2 affects the 2 which is here, the power 2 affects the pi which is here, and the power 2 affects the square root of L over G as well. Okay, so let's do that. So now, when the power 2 affects this 2, it will be 2 squared, and 2 squared is 4. So let me write my 4 down. And the power 2 will affect this pi. So it will be pi to the power 2. So pi squared. Okay, please, I hope you understand up to this point. Okay, now, when the power 2 affects this square root of L over G, it will cancel the square root sign away. Okay, so it will cancel, this power 2 will cancel the square root sign away. So we'll be left with L over G. Okay, so that's what is going to happen. Okay, so again, let's go over one more time. The power 2 affects everything inside the bracket. So the power 2 affects this power 2, it becomes 4. The power 2 affects this pi, it becomes pi squared. And the power 2 affects the square root of L over G. Okay, here is it. Let me do it here so that you see. So I have square root of L over G. And when the power 2 affects it, this power 2 will cancel the square root sign away. So you'll be left with L over G. That's why I have L over G here. Okay, I hope the explanation is clear enough up to this point. Okay, so let's proceed. So let me clean this one from here. And let's proceed. Okay, now we can see that now we have an equation that involves fraction. Okay, look, we have G as the denominator here. Okay, so L over G, it's a fraction. So anytime you have an equation that contains a fraction, what do? I said you multiply through by the LCM. Okay, and so looking at this, the LCM is going to be the G. Okay, so we use the denominator of the fraction to get the LCM, and the fraction here is this L over G. Okay, so the denominator of it is the G. So we multiply through the equation by the LCM, which is G. We've done this under linear equation. Okay, how to find the LCM. Okay, when the it is a variable, okay, and not a number. Okay, when the denominator of the fraction is a variable and not a number. Okay, how to find the LCM. I've taught you this under the linear equation. Okay, we've done a lot of examples on it. Okay, so you can just search for my videos that I've done on linear equation, and it will help you better understand this one. Okay, but it's not difficult. Okay, the LCM simply is the denominator, which is here, which is the G. Okay, so you are going to multiply through the equation by the LCM, which is G, because I've explained to you that anytime you have an equation that contains fraction, you multiply through by the LCM. Okay, so the LCM is G, so let's multiply through the equation by G. Okay, so I'm going to have G times T squared equals to, I have G times the whole of this, okay, because it's one term on its own. Okay, so G times 4 pi squared L over G. Okay, I hope you agree with me up to this point. Okay, so now this G and this G can cancel away. So let's cancel that away. So this G and this G cancel away. Now let's take our time and write what we have left. G times T squared, it will give us G T squared. Okay, so I have G T squared equals to, please, I hope you understand up to this point. Okay, so this G times T squared gives G T squared equals to, what I have left here is 4 pi squared L. Okay, because this G and this G, they've cancelled away. Okay, so I have 4 pi squared L. Okay, so 4 pi squared L. Okay, so I have G T squared equals to 4 pi squared L. And don't forget, it is G that you want to make the subject. Okay, so now we have t squared attached to the gene that you want to make the subject. Making gene the subject means that gene is supposed to stand alone in the given equation. Okay, everything which is attached to gene, we have to move it away. Okay, so the t squared here, we need to move it away, and the t squared is multiplying the gene. Okay, so how to get the t squared to move away from the gene is to divide through the equation by t squared. Okay, so I'll divide here by t squared and here also by t squared, so that this t squared will cancel this t squared away. So I have my gene equals 4 pi squared L all over t squared. Okay, now from here you can see that gene is standing alone in this equation. Nothing is attached to gene again. So it means we've made gene the subject. So this is our final answer for making gene the subject of the given equation, which is t equals 2 pi root of L all over gene. Okay, our final answer for making gene the subject is gene equals 4 pi squared L all over t squared. That's our final answer for making gene the subject of the given equation. I hope the explanation was clear enough and you understood it as well. Please don't forget to like the video and also share the video as well. And if you are watching for the first time, please follow the page as well. Thank you. See you again in another video whilst we solve another example on this. Bye bye.